Hello and welcome to episode 11 of my YouTube series, How to Do It All, One Mom's Guide to Living Your Dreams Right Where You Are. I'm J. Grace Pennington and I am an independent author and a stay-at-home mom of 4 little girls. And today I want to talk to you about the overlooked priority. So we've been talking a lot in the last several episodes about priorities and about how you decide what's important in your life, what goals you want to achieve, and what things you need to incorporate into your daily rhythms and routines. So what is this overlooked priority and why is it important? So there's one thing, very important thing, that gets left off of many to-do lists. I know that I tend too often to neglect to include this particular thing in my own plans, and this oversight is directly linked to my failure to maintain momentum on my goals in the past. It's something that may seem unimportant, or at least not directly related to our ambitions, something that everyone without exception needs, but something that can be difficult to get and harder to prioritize. So what is this all-important factor? It is rest. We all understand the need for rest on some level, of course. Our bodies absolutely need sleep, and most of us are aware of the importance of getting a good amount of solid slumber every night. But our bodies are not the only things that require rest. Times of waking rest, breaks from our focus on an accomplishment, are vital. Without these times of ceasing from our labor, burnout is inevitable. I struggle with addiction to productivity. I realized over the past few years that it's actually something that I idolize, laden with feelings of guilt if I'm not accomplishing at least one thing every single waking moment, more than one thing at a time, if at all possible. If I'm not listening to an informative or edifying podcast or audiobook while doing chores, I am wasting time. If I'm not fully utilizing the kids' nap time to achieve specific tasks, then I'm not good enough. If I'm taking a nap, I should be using that time to do something. I don't even like taking showers because there are not many ways to multitask while standing underneath a downpour. This made it hard for me to work regular times of rest into my schedule, this feeling of constantly having to be accomplishing something, doing something. I just felt like if I wasn't accomplishing, I wasn't being a good steward of my time. If I wasn't working on something productive, then I should be. And inevitably, this perspective consistently led to major burnout. I would wind to a halt at some point, weary, unable after months of the grind to push myself anymore. And then would follow weeks, at least, of stagnation. Instead of not accomplishing enough, I would give up on my ambitions entirely for a time. A clean house, good health, being a writer. What did any of that matter anyway? It was hard and I was tired. Yet now I've been able to plug away at all of these goals and more for over 2 years. I've addressed many of the mindset changes that help me already, but one thing that I credit with much of my newfound success is the practice of intentional rest. I've shared already how I take the first part of the kids' nap time to read and to have a favorite snack. Giving myself permission to prioritize reading when I could be working instead was a really big step for me. The same goes for just taking time out of my day to sit on the floor and play with my kids, even if I could be doing laundry or writing at the moment. Even more vital has been the fact that I now take one day off work each week, a Sabbath during which I do no writing or marketing and rest from all but the most basic necessary chores. On Sundays, I don't get on my laptop. I don't promote my books. I don't vacuum or dust or do much of anything other than dishes and laundry and simple food preparation. My morning is spent at church. My afternoon is napping, reading, and recreation, and my evenings are time with my family. And at first, this just felt so counterintuitive to me. I had things that I needed to do. How could I just sit there and crochet and watch an episode of Psych when there's editing to be done? How could I could be organizing my closet. I could be working out instead. But as the months wore on, I came to value this intentional rest too highly to risk it for the sake of items on my never-ending to-do list. I find that now not only do I really look forward to Sunday, but that period of ceasing from as much work as I can helps me to look forward to Monday as well. I enjoy my rest, and because of it, I enjoy getting back into work and back into the normal routine. I find myself waking to a new week refreshed and much more ready to resume the process of working toward my goals and the lifestyle that I love. Like I said, it can be surprisingly difficult to implement and maintain this, but taking time to rest, body, mind, and soul, both on a daily and a weekly basis, is one of the biggest steps that we can take in building a sustainable routine so that we can live the life of our dreams. So now it's your turn. What are some of the things that you personally find restful? This will be different for different people. For me, I've mentioned reading, crocheting, but those things might drive someone else crazy. So what is that for you that rests not only body, but also just spirit and mind and really gives you that refreshment? And what are some things that you need to rest from? What are the things that, while they may even be enjoyable and fulfilling, need that time of an intentional break in order to keep from being burnt out on them? And is there a day that you can take regularly each week to cease from any unnecessary work? If so, what are the specific things that you will rest from on that day? And what are the specific things that you will do to rest? Rest also needs to be intentional. Just sitting and scrolling mindlessly on our phones usually is not going to give the rejuvenation that we really need. Like I said, mind, body, and soul. So what are those things that are truly restful, fully rejuvenating for you? And try to find a very consistent, regular way to work that rest into your routine. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Like I said, it's been absolutely life-changing for me to prioritize rest and refreshment. And I hope that you'll find a way to do that this week. And I hope that you'll also subscribe to my channel to stay updated on this, and then join me next episode when I'm going to talk about the changing of different seasons in life and how that affects how we can work toward our goals and dreams. So again, thank you all so much